Philadelphia, also known as Philly, is a city that holds a significant place in the tapestry of American history. Beyond being one of the most populous cities in the United States, with over 1.6 million residents, Philadelphia is celebrated for its remarkable contributions to the nation's development. It was here that the young United States first found its capital, a role the city held until 1800, before the capital moved to Washington, D.C. Philadelphia is not just a city with a rich past. It's a city of many firsts. It is home to the nation's first public library, the first medical school, the first university, the first central bank, and even the first zoo. These institutions played a foundational role in shaping the United States into the global powerhouse it is today. However, despite this illustrious history, the Philadelphia of today faces serious challenges that have tainted its reputation.
Black lives matter.
Needs to be done today.
Just a few hours ago, teams of city workers.
One of the most harrowing aspects of modern Philadelphia is its battle with the opioid crisis, a dark chapter that starkly contrasts with the city's historical achievements. Philadelphia has become notorious for its high rate of drug addiction, particularly to opioids, a crisis that has placed it third in the nation for overdose deaths. In 2022 alone, the city recorded an alarming 1,400 deaths due to overdoses, highlighting the severe deterioration of public health in the area. Philadelphia now finds itself on the front lines of a national catastrophe known as the opioid crisis. This crisis revolves around the widespread abuse of opioid painkillers, drugs derived from opium such as codeine, morphine, heroin, and fentanyl. Originally intended to manage acute pain and prescribed by doctors, these powerful medications have instead been misused, leading to dangerous, often fatal consequences. The statistics paint a grim picture. Over the last 3 years, deaths linked to fentanyl have surged by an astounding 540%. The neighborhood of Kensington in Philadelphia has been hit particularly hard, with around 800 fatal cases in a single year. Fentanyl, in particular, has become a notorious scourge in Philadelphia due to several factors. Its potency, estimated to be 100 times stronger than heroin, makes it extremely dangerous. The drug's availability is bolstered by widespread smuggling and a thriving black market, making it disturbingly accessible. The impact of fentanyl is so severe that one brand, known as AK-47, was reported to have caused 9 deaths within just 36 hours. This alarming level of potency and accessibility has led to increasingly frequent drug busts, with staggering quantities of fentanyl being seized. In one notable 2017 raid, authorities in Philadelphia confiscated enough fentanyl to potentially kill half of Montgomery County's population, which exceeds 1 million people. The opioid crisis that has gripped Philadelphia is undoubtedly a significant issue, particularly with the widespread use of fentanyl. However, this crisis has recently taken an even darker turn with the emergence of a new and deadly drug known as Tran dope. Since early 2023, Tran dope has gained a notorious reputation on the streets of Philadelphia, largely due to its low cost, around just $10 per dose, which makes it highly accessible, especially to young people already struggling with addiction. This suspiciously low price has raised alarms, and upon further investigation, it was discovered that Tran dope is a dangerous concoction of fentanyl and xylazine. Xylazine is a tranquilizer commonly used by veterinarians to sedate large animals like horses and cattle. The affordability of Tran dope comes with a horrifying price. According to investigations by Sky News, Users of this drug are experiencing a severe condition known as eschar, a situation where the skin becomes scaly and begins to rot. In extreme cases, the damage is so severe that amputation is the only option. No one would want to endure such a fate, yet many users find themselves facing this grim reality. Sam, a man who has been battling addiction since he was 14, shared his harrowing experience with Tran dope. The drug has turned him into what he describes as a real-life zombie, with his rotting skin emitting a foul odor that isolates him from society. The painful effects of this drug can linger for months, even years, making recovery an excruciating process. Dr. Andrew Best, the head of substance use prevention and harm reduction in Philadelphia, has been on the front lines dealing with the fallout from Tran dope. He warns that the wounds caused by this drug are particularly insidious. They often appear as minor injuries at first, but the healing process is agonizingly slow, and detoxification is a painful ordeal. Danielle, a former user who underwent detox at a rehab facility, described the pain as so unbearable that she wished for death. These disturbing realities have led experts to call for stricter regulations on both fentanyl and xylazine. Clearer guidelines are necessary to curb the devastating impact these substances are having. Additionally, the medical community must develop standardized protocols for treating the severe side effects associated with this new class of drugs. Philadelphia has become infamous for its alarming drug crisis, with certain areas now being eerily dubbed zombie zones. The nickname stems from the haunting scenes captured in numerous videos that reveal a city overwhelmed by drug addiction. These videos show a bleak landscape where individuals, heavily under the influence of drugs, openly use narcotics in public spaces, whether in train stations or on the sides of busy roads. The situation has deteriorated to the point where, during certain times, the city appears to be overrun by a staggering number of people moving with the slow, lifeless gait of the undead, their minds consumed by the substances they've taken. The local government's response to this so-called zombie city crisis has been criticized as inadequate. While the police occasionally conduct patrols to maintain some level of order, there hasn't been a significant, impactful strategy put in place to effectively deter drug use and rehabilitate those affected. As a result, the conditions in Philadelphia continue to worsen. Public spaces, once bustling with activity, have become areas to avoid due to the overwhelming stench, a nauseating mix of drugs, urine, and even human waste. The dismal state of these areas has made them uncomfortable, if not outright uninhabitable, for many residents and visitors. The widespread drug addiction in Philadelphia has inevitably led to a surge in violent crime. For those entrenched in addiction, securing their next dose becomes an all-consuming need, often driving them to commit armed robberies. Videos that have gone viral paint a grim picture of the city where such crimes have become alarmingly common. These armed robberies happen everywhere, from the streets and convenience stores to private homes and even delivery vans. The frequency and brazenness of these crimes have left many residents living in fear. Statistics support this bleak narrative, placing Philadelphia among the most dangerous cities in the United States. According to recent data, Philadelphia's total crime index is shockingly low, scoring just 2 out of 100. This is compounded by the city's crime rate, which stands at 54.67 incidents per 1,000 residents annually. To put this into perspective, even New York City, which is often criticized for its crime levels, has a lower crime rate of 38.22 incidents per 1,000 residents. These figures highlight the severity of the situation in Philadelphia, where the prevalence of drug-related crime has reached crisis levels. The combination of drug addiction and rising crime in Philadelphia has become a major issue for the local government. Unfortunately, these criminal activities seem to continue without any clear solutions. On the other hand, authorities in Philadelphia often engage in acts of racism, further darkening the city's image. One of the most well-known incidents occurred in 2019, when more than a dozen police officers were fired for making racist remarks on social media. In the same year, 72 other officers were pulled from duty by the local government after accusations that they had posted anti-Muslim content on social media. It didn't stop there. In 2020, Philadelphia's Chief Inspector Anthony Boyle was also fired after a lawsuit claimed that the former veteran engaged in racial discrimination within the narcotics department he led. Racism in Philadelphia has also spread into schools, as seen in a bullying incident that went viral in 2023. Racism in Philadelphia is not a new issue. For example, the famous actor Will Smith has emotionally recounted his experiences with racism while growing up in Philadelphia. According to his story, Smith revealed that he was arrested 10 times by the police during Frank Rizzo's tenure as mayor. These arrests were carried out without clear reasons, driven primarily by racial sentiment, which was common in Philadelphia. Seeing all the dark sides of Philadelphia provides a clear picture of the United States. Although the country is known as a superpower, the reality of life for its citizens, as seen in Philadelphia, shows that many deep-seated issues remain unresolved.